And that was muted. Fantastic. Good way to start. Once again, big game today. Manchester City against Chelsea. This type of games in this stage of the season and the way that this Premier League season has gone so far could have massive implications for both sides. City as then this title race against Arsenal. This still seems kind of odd to say. City and this title race against Arsenal. Arsenal are currently beating them to the top spot in the Premier League, and if City want to stay in the race, if they want to beat Arsenal and win the league, and once again reclaim their title as the best team in the Premier League, then they have to win this one. This is one of those games where you can't afford to lose. And for Chelsea on the other side, the team that's not in a title race, but they are fighting for something. Chelsea are one of those teams in the top four race, and moment it's not looking too good for Chelsea. Just quickly opening up the Premier League table, Chelsea sit in 10th place, which is kind of crazy. They do have two games in hand, but even if they win the games in hand, they'll still be outside of the top four. Sorry, so it doesn't really help them much. But yeah, at the moment, with two games in hand, they sit in 10th place. And one of those games in hand is against Manchester City. So it's really not looking too good for Chelsea at all. To close that gap on top four, as I said before, they have to win this one. For City, uh, they have one less game than Arsenal, and if they win this game in hand, then they'll be 5 points behind them. So, as I said before, a must-win game for both teams. Neither team can afford to win this game, and we'll see what happens today. I I want City to win. I want City, preferably a draw would suffice, as it was in the Arsenal against Brentford game. A draw kind of served me quite well as a United fan, but I want City to win because we're not going to catch City. We're not going to catch City. They're a much better team than us. This is kind of like the worst they've been in the last 3 years or so, and we still can't catch them. So City, I believe they'll only get better from here to the end of the season. We won't catch them. So keeping more direct rivals in Chelsea, another team that's fighting for top four, just keeping them at bay, keeping them as far as possible, I think would benefit us. And that's what City have the opportunity to do here today. Keep them even further from catching us. But yeah, enough of that. Enough of my game prediction is going to be a 2-0 victory to Manchester City. Again, my game predictions are quite chilled. I don't give any crazy score lines. I just go for what's most objective. 2-0 victory. I think City are superior. I don't think they'll struggle much. I think Chelsea will struggle to score, and the City attack is just impressive. So yeah, 2-0 win for City. That's my prediction for today. But let's just look at the lineups quickly. Chelsea going with Kepa at the back, Cucurella, Thiago Silva, Koulibaly, and Aspilicueta as a back four. So that's the back five. On paper, very solid. But so far this season, Chelsea have not been that good defensively, and they're going up against Haaland, who already has 21 goals scored this season, which I made a video on him today. Should be coming out next week. The midfield partnership of Kovacic and Zakaria, then Sterling, Pulisic, and Ziyech lead in the line, and Kai Havertz up front. And here is where you will encounter Chelsea's biggest problem. Kai Havertz up front. A team of Chelsea's magnitude, with the aspirations that Chelsea have, cannot have Kai Havertz as your first choice number nine, especially when you brought in another number nine from Barcelona in the summer and Aubameyang, and you're keeping him in the bench because he's been underperforming. I don't really blame Potter for that, but that is kind of the situation that Chelsea are in. It's not looking good at all. Having Havertz as your main attacking option is not good. And just looking at Havertz's goal scoring record so far this season, 4 goals scored in 15 games played, of which he started 13. Not good enough. To be fair to Havertz, he's being asked to do things that Mr. Fabrizio, how you doing? To be fair to Havertz, he's been asked to do things that are out of his comfort zone. But yet again, Chelsea as a club should have foreseen that and prepared for that. That if this was going to be the case, they should have prepared a bit better. They had the summer transfer window. We're now in the January transfer window, so Chelsea have had ample opportunities to make sure that this isn't the situation that they are in. But now looking at City's lineup, which I think from the midfield going up is a very, very solid lineup. They're going with Edison at the back, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Nathan Ake, and Cancelo as the back four, making the back five, De Bruyne, Rodri, and Gundogan as the midfield three, Bernardo Silva, Erling Haaland, and Phil Foden as the front three. And I sometimes criticize SofaScore's rating because not everything. Just like everything in life, nothing's ever 100% accurate. But just looking from the ratings alone of the season, you kind of can begin to understand what I was talking about. I didn't even look at the ratings to say this. I said that from the midfield going forward, this City team is fantastic. It's just a defense that's the problem, and all of their midfielders and attackers have a rating of at least 7, and from the back is either 6 or 5. This defense is not bad. On paper, these players are good, especially Cancelo going forward is amazing. Alisson has had his moments. It's just this year they've not been working that well, and that's what has uh, kind of let City down. As that's where they've dropped points. For the past few seasons, City have had one of the best defenses in the league. This year, I think they have the third best. Yeah, they have the third best defense in the league behind Newcastle and Arsenal. And those goals that they conceded in important times have led them to where they are. So I think that's Pep's biggest challenge right now, sorting out this defense. I don't think you'll get anyone in this January transfer window. I don't think there's really anyone to get. Just about sorting things out within the team if they really want to get going and if they're serious about going for this title race. But yeah, that's it for City and that's it for Chelsea's lineup as well. We'll look at both benches, and I'm not gonna read everyone's name. Come on, I'm just gonna look at the players that can come in and have an impact on the game. Sorry, Aubameyang, Jorginho, Gallagher. That's Chelsea's bench. Chelsea are losing today. I'm sorry if there are any Chelsea fans watching. This is uh, not by any stretch of the imagination hate towards Chelsea. It's just, and I think Chelsea fans know this, even if they try to lie to themselves. This team is not it, and this bench is not it either. And the way Chelsea have been playing has not been good. So going up against the City team, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle a lot. City, on the other hand, they have Morris to come in. They have Julian Alvarez had an amazing World Cup to come in. They have Cole Palmer and Jack Grealish to come in. They have Akanji if they have problems at the back. It's just a very solid bench. And yet again, they've been playing much better football, even at their worst, than Chelsea have. Any other games? But that's just the preview for the game. Any other games going on today as well? No, no more games today. This is the only Premier League game for today, which is a good thing. Means we can just focus on this thing alone. This weekend we have Aston Villa Leeds, United City. Wish I could have streamed that game. Oh, sorry, that's next week. We're talking about this week. Are there no Premier League games this week? I think they are. First one football. I think they are Premier League games this week. Saturday. Yeah, they are. Oh, sorry, no, they're not. It's the FA Cup tonight. I mean, this weekend. Yes, FA Cup games this weekend. Never mind. Game's about to start. Here it is. Just happy my stream is working. I shouldn't expect this City team to concede the goal today at all. This Chelsea attack is just doesn't um transmit any fear. Oh yeah, Mount is in. Where's Mount? Where's Mason Mount? Yeah, I was saying this Chelsea attack does not transmit any type of fear whatsoever. Oh, he's injured. He had a knock. Where is Louis at? I'm not too sure where Louis is. I'll try and bring Louis back for the Liverpool against Real Madrid game. Louis and Yusuf. But tonight's just us. Yeah. This Chelsea team, sorry, the City team shouldn't struggle tonight defensively. At least I'd like to think so. Not against this mediocre attack, who on paper the players are quite good. They've just not been performing at that standard this season, and their output is also not too inspiring. Look already, Havertz only has 4 goals this season. Yeah, Havertz only has 4 goals this season. Ziyech is yet to score in the Premier League. Sterling has 4 goals this season, and Pulisic has 1 goal this season. Toothless, toothless attack. Score predictions: 2-0 to City. Should be easy for them. Not easy, but they shouldn't find it too hard to score. And again, as I've been saying for the past 3 minutes, this Chelsea attack is not scary whatsoever. I got 4-0 to City, which is crazy. 4-0 is crazy. If you're predicting a team to win 4-0, it's low key kind of disrespectful. But I understand. I said 2-0 because I'm trying to give Chelsea their due respect. But 4-0 isn't too bad at all, considering how both teams have been playing. Excuse me. A nice little minute of just clapping for Pele. Rest in peace. I feel like at times it may come across as if we are, you know, disrespecting the legend in our football talks, but it really isn't. If you're talking about one of the best players of all time, just relating to their respective era, Pele is without a shadow of doubt one of the greatest. We'll move. Dillion Dan is pulled out, by the way. Yeah, I think I saw in your stories he's gonna fight. What was it, Face Temper or Face Sensei? One of the two. Yeah, Face Temper. Dillion Dan. Yeah. It- but to be fair to him, it wasn't like he was gonna win anyways. He was dumb to pull out before. Even if you're going to lose, at least fight and get your money. Yeah, Face Temper. If you know you're gonna lose, at least fight and get your money. And you don't just pull out. You just seem like a pussy. For into Chelsea. And there's just no way this, at least on paper, and just as a prediction before the game, there's no way this Chelsea team win the game. How they've been playing, the personnel on the team, the opposition just doesn't look good for Chelsea. De Bruyne, good pass. And if I was a betting man, I've bet on De Bruyne to score as well. I've bet on a 2-0 victory for City, one from De Bruyne, one from Haaland. Just because of De Bruyne's track record against his Chelsea side. He lost playing against Chelsea. Good ball, Gundogan. Silva keeps it under control. Ziyech wins it. Silva again. Kyle Walker now. Good pass. Here comes City. Okay, good ball, Gundogan. Good 1-2. They've got space. Took too long. Chelsea managed to keep their position. Sterling injured already. That's a joke. 2 minutes in, and this man is injured. Why would you even come on the pitch if that's the case? What the hell? Why would you just bring him on and waste the substitution? Or maybe it was now, to be fair. He stepped on him. Sterling stepped on Stones. How's he injured? Did he pull his hamstring? Oh my days. Aubameyang's warming up. Seems okay. He should be okay. If he wasn't injured prior to the game, which I don't think is the case, otherwise, why would he come on? He should be okay. Yeah. He should just be a knock. Here comes C. Back to Henderson. Stones. Good ball. City under control. Silva is just one of those players that does not have a fixed position. And just the same time, due to his skill set, De Bruyne, good ball. Foden into the box first time. What a pass from De Bruyne. Jesus Christ. Not only the eye to see that, but to also have the ability to execute that. When he first pinged, I was like, who's he passing to? And then you just see it perfectly to Foden. Yeah, he's getting subbed out. What a weird start. Getting injured in the first 2 minutes of the game is crazy. We'll move on. That is crazy. Koulibaly. They may actually be better off without Sterling on the pitch. Keep Havertz in that 10 position. Pulisic on the left, Ziyech on the right. They may be better off without Sterling on the pitch. Let's just see what's Chelsea's plan to contain Haaland. I don't even know how I forgot to talk about that because this man already has 21 goals scored in January. First week of January, and he already has 21 goals, and we were off for a whole month. So imagine if the World Cup never happened. We had that month to play football. Kovacic, Buto Havertz, Kamari. Sorry, Zakario. Nakamori. Thiago Silva, too much there. Easy for Edison. That's what I'm saying about Silva. Like this, his skill set is so well rounded. Such a well rounded player. Excellent dribbler, one of the best dribblers in the world. Excellent passer, tenacious. He's not scared to put tackle on. He's fast as well. He can play on the right. You can plug him in the middle, and just Pep's being the excellent manager that he is, doesn't just stick him to one position as a lot of managers would have. He changes his system around. Sorry, to utilize the best of his player. For example, Cancelo isn't the best defensively, so he makes sure that he utilizes his what he's good at, which is his offensive um, ability to the max. That's where on the starting play, Silva comes in the middle, helps Rodri out with the build-up play. You keep De Bruyne and Gundogan closer to the final third of the pitch, stretch Cancelo out, and just keep Silva in a more free up position, helping the build-up, which is just again genius. That's why when I talk about Pep being the best manager of all time, these are kind of the things that you have to take into account. Also, the way he used Messi and in that false nine position, and then just kept Villa. Sorry, and also was able to maximize Villa, Alexis Sanchez, and Pedro. Everywhere he goes, this man uses, or at least gets the best of his players. That's what a truly great manager does. Rodri switches out to Cancelo. I am a Man U fan, and I do not like City as a club, but God knows I love watching this team play football, man. Stones. Walker. Mr. Youssef. He still remains the most pampered manager of all time. Of course. Pampered manager of all time, sorry. Of course. The Guardiola hates had to come. Cucurella there with a very bad cross. Goal kick to Chelsea. This is the man they spent. How much was it? 70 million? They spent on Cucurella? That is crazy. $65 million for Cucurella. Inflation. Yusuf still hurt over all the results. I don't blame Yusuf. Because growing up, I used to watch like a lot of Real Madrid because I still consider myself a Real Madrid fan. I used to watch a lot of Real Madrid, and the one player I really disliked was Jordi Alba. And to this day, I won't hate on Jordi Alba. I still don't like him. Jordi Alba is just one of those players that I dislike. Great player. It's just growing up and watching all those El Clasicos and the way he used to act used to piss me off. Stones, good ball. Cancelo has space. Walker. So I'm saying Cancelo is meant to be the left back, but this man's playing on the same flank as Walker. Fluidity. It's not hate. It's not hate. It's fact. The money provided for him in City alone is crazy. He's performing, but that's a lot of freedom. Yes, but a lot of managers also have had a lot of money. Look at Oli, for example. Not just about the money, it's how you spend your money and the culture you build within the club. And one day I need to make a video on Pep Guardiola's years at Bayern Munich. I think he gets a lot of hate for those years for no reason. If you remember, we had him quiet before he left Spain. Yes, before those last, what was it, 2 years? Pep left in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. 2014, 2013. Yeah, those last 2 years, Real Madrid dominated from 2011 to until the time that he left. But at the same time, those players that Mourinho had, Benzema and Ronaldo, for example, he broke the transfer fee. Spending a lot of money. Sorry, I think that even if you spend a lot of money, your managerial ability still come into question. Sir Alex is considered like the greatest manager in Premier League history, but look at how much money he spent. He broke the transfer record 3 times. This man used to spend money. But guess what? No one ever mentions that towards Sir Alex. But when it comes to Pep, that's the first thing that they bring up. Not like Pep, he was allowed to practically create a team from scratch. Yes, aside Klopp, no other no other managers given that sort of freedom and finances. Mourinho didn't sign Ronaldo, Kaká. He didn't sign them, but he benefited from them being on the team. A lot of managers get to use a lot of money, but not all of them deliver. Yes. Actually, talking about that, since this game is boring, most money spent by football clubs the last decade. I'm only gonna Aston. How is Aston Villa in the top 10? This is what I'm talking about. Spending money, Aston Villa, Everton. Spending money does not make you Arsenal. People have Man United. Spending money does not how can I put this? Just because you spend money doesn't mean that your managerial abilities are just not worth mentioning or just disregarded. That's it. Just because you spend money doesn't mean that your managerial abilities are to be disregarded. Because a lot of managers spend money. In that top 10, the fact that Aston Villa is in that top 10, Aston Villa and Everton is crazy. They have no success because the managers were whack. It's just money not spent properly. You need to have a proper manager within a team to not only direct the players but also direct the vision for the team towards the right direction. And that's what Pep has done, team after team, to up to perfection. If you want, Quetta, not good. Chelsea look organized. Talking about freedom, this okay. Okay. I don't know if that's how you spell that. No, that's crazy. That's a crazy moment. Talking about freedom, the 6-pool team was full of La Masia players plus Eto. You can't say that he used a crap ton of money when where he dominated the most. I was going to bring that up. How at Barcelona, the core players that he used for that success, most of them were from the academy. Who did Pep manage before? I think he's managed on the yeah, Barcelona B, exactly. That's the point I wanted to make. He used to manage Barcelona B before he had the success with the first team, and that's why he knew all of those young players so well. That's why he brought back the likes of Pepe. That's why, sorry, of PK. That's why it was so easy for him to get rid of Yaya Toure and bring in Sergio Busquets, because he knew these players. Being a great that's what it takes to be a great manager. Zlatan, the only big signing I remember, yeah, and it was crap. It is spelled like that, bro. Yeah, I was thinking like, are you sure that's how it's spelled? Are they still reviewing that play? It wasn't a penalty, man. It was on the ball. Just let it go. To, to, to. I respect his footballing knowledge, but we should put something in context. He basically spent 200 million correcting his defense one season after spending a similar amount to sign his back line. Yes, we already talked about this. He does spend a lot of money, but so do other managers. It's not, you can bring that up, but talk about the success he got from those teams afterwards. A lot of managers sign players and then they don't amount to nothing. Okay. Managers that spend the most money. And guess what? Guess who's number one, Yusuf? Not Pep. Actually, let's compare. You know what? Let's compare Pep's success to the top five, because you said not like him, yeah? Let's compare Pep's success to the top five managers that spent the most money. And the top five is Allegri with 900 million, Pellegrini with 1 billion, Ancelotti with 1 billion, Pep with 1 billion, and Mourinho with 1 billion. So in the top five, Pellegrini is the only one that spent less than 500 million. Of those five, who's the most successful? By far the most successful. Pep. Other managers spend a lot of money too. It's just Pep is a better manager of those guys. That's why he sees the most successful with his teams. Ancelotti has spent more than no. Ancelotti, he is in the top 10, but he's not even top five. Ancelotti is, sorry, he isn't in the top 10. Allegri, Conte, Wenger, Simeone, Allegri, Pellegrini. No, yeah, he is. Sorry, top three on the same team, and the freedom to make mistakes and correct yourself. Yeah, but then that's not pardon me, managing ability. De Bruyne, good pass from Edison. Bad pass from De Bruyne. What the hell is he thinking? You notice I never spoke about his time in Barcelona. Yeah, but at the same time, that's his most successful. Louis. Louis, can you hear me? I think you are speaking. I just can't hear you. Okay, sure. Because that was pure genius. But with this Man City team, he has a better situation than most managers. Yes, it's still pure genius what he's done, what he has done. Oh my days. Let's look at the players Pep bought then at Man City. And how they've performed after. Should we? Yeah, that's fair enough. But a lot of managers can be blamed for making mistakes. Zidane, for example, he signed Hazard for 100 plus million, and he has been. But that's not really a Zidane mistake, though. That's just Hazard underperforming. So simple. No, don't put Valverde in that same conversations, bro. Valverde isn't on that level. He spent Valverde spent so much. He was at Barcelona for such a short time, but he was in that top 10, which is crazy. I think he was. How long was he at Barcelona? 3 years, maybe 4, and he's in the top 10 of managers that spent the most money of all time. That's insane. But his tactics were Messi and inshallah. Yeah, people rarely talk about Messi's 2019 season, bro. You need to give Messi's 2019 season way more love. Even the way they lost to Liverpool was just disappointing. Because that first leg in Camp Nou, the way Messi played, crazy. He carried that team. That team was so bad. That's how Liverpool managed to turn it over. However, it's inside the box. Good block there from Bernardo Silva. Ziyech cross, Edison save. What's wrong with this City defense, man? It's giving too much space. That Liverpool match haunts me to this day. I didn't do school the next day. I didn't go to school the next day. Oh, Yusuf's here. Is it just me? Or can you guys? Yusuf, I can't hear you either. Is it? I think it's a me problem. Screen sensitivity. Wait, Yusuf. I say we run it back. Yeah, it's just if you join the Discord, Fabrizio, you'll be able to see it. Chelsea Kovacic. That's better. Yeah, I did. My bad, bro. I didn't get the notification that you were streaming. Yeah, I did. I thought we were gonna do the Discord thingy, but it's not working. I just sent the link. Chelsea, Pulisic, bad pass.
Bro, my bad.
Louis,
I'm embarrassed.
Silva,
I didn't realize you were
free
live.
kick.
I didn't realize you were live. So I was like, oh shit. I was even gonna message you, being like, hey, if you go live, let me know. I'll jump up with you.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool.
But I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start streaming. I decided last night I'm gonna do it. I may as well, bro. I watched so much. And this whole time, bro. What the hell, Lo? I know, bro. Lo's best friends with Agent 00.
Yeah.
What the fuck, bro? I'm gonna try and get him on like one of my first podcasts or streams. What's up, my friend?
Didn't you know that?
Bro, no, bro. This changes everything. My mission is to get Lo on one of my own like streams or videos in like within the next month, and I'm basically gonna try and sell it to him as a like. I want my first one to be about how to become like a streamer or podcast, and I'm gonna ask him a bunch of tips and stuff, and then we can come revisit how I went. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fabrizio showing some love. I think it's a corner to Chelsea.
Yeah, we on the same one. Hey, there was some great blocks.
Yeah. But they're giving too much space.
You watched the egg video?
The egg video.
Hey, appreciate it. I did that myself. I YouTube taught me how to do that. Hey, that's lit.
Freak. Again, how Chelsea are having this much of the ball is insane right now.
And especially when you see sat behind the manager, you got Chilwell. Appreciate it, Yusuf. Lost my whole train of thought now. Appreciate that. Nah, you got no Chilwell, and you got no Reece James. Like any team's gonna miss them.
Yeah, their bench is bad. Bad.
Bad? They're just
Yeah, no, Chelsea's bench is bad.
All right. Some great blocks by City.
Yeah. They've defended well, but just you shouldn't get to that point against this Chelsea team. Cancelo.
He's not great. Never great going to Stamford Bridge, though, is it? Do you go watch me?
Yusuf.
What's up?
Fuck this guy, man.
So you were right, by the way. Dillian pulled out. He did pull out.
Told you he would pull out, but that's crazy, man. I said he
This
would.
is a great match so far.
Nah, it's mid. It's mid. It's mid. City is playing below capacity.
Yeah.
Chelsea is taking advantages.
Stones.
Yusuf, can you send me some of your YouTube videos and edits?
Can I what?
Can you send me some of your YouTube videos and like edits and stuff?
Funny enough, I don't have YouTube videos. I have a few TikTok videos.
Suck your mud.
Nah, just kidding. You did good with the edits. Come on.
He was taking the piss. The edits were mid. That's crazy. Silver. Walker. Cancelo. Chelsea are doing very well defensively, and then going forward, they're also doing well to exploit City. Very well so far.
Yeah. Hey man.
They should take advantage of the chances.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in the second half, City is definitely going to like come back in the game.
Yeah. And thingy, I don't think Pep trusts Cancelo defensively. Look where he put him. He's pretty much a winger now.
Yeah, but he wasn't too convinced World Cup. Yeah.
Cancelo, the ball.
He wasn't convincing in the World Cup, but he's convincing with Pep. Sometimes Pep is in his own head with this tactics. Sometimes,
Yeah,
play. He's been good for City. Play him where he's good for City. Stop trying to like invent new things in games like this. Then when it doesn't go well, Pep doesn't necessarily have a plan B.
yeah,
It's either
because
plan A works.
he knows from the Champions League final in 2021. He changed the
Mhm.
whole system when he lost. That hurt him. That hurt him.
I've
Or against Liverpool.
seen someone saying that they were Chelsea were right to sack Tuchel. I still think.
No. Yeah, it was a
I
bad move.
do wish Ronaldo had gone to Chelsea.
What, originally or now?
Instead of what's the team you go for?
Al Nasser.
Yeah, they got like 10 million followers now.
That's crazy.
It's crazy,
From,
bro. It's
from
crazy.
900K to 10 million in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but he's like proper post photo. Happy birthday! You see, he made like a story. I was like, happy birthday! Like I don't know one of the players, and you don't even follow him.
Cristiano Ronaldo is a brand. He's a business in his own. You get me?
He's the go
Yeah,
brand. Would you say this? Now this could be a great question. Is Ronaldo's brand bigger than
Don't ask. Don't. Louis, don't.
no. And I know the answer is most likely Ronaldo's. The only reason I say Jordan is because of the shoes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Messi.
No. I'm talking about Michael Jordan.
nah,
Michael Jordan, I feel like
I still think Ronaldo's is big because, for example,
Africa and
because basketball shoes, you can wear them outside of playing basketball, whereas football boots, you can't really wear them like that. And Ronaldo still sells like crazy. You can only wear football boots to play football. That's it. Even if you want to go from that angle.
yeah, Ronaldo's image is bigger, but like
I think I've
But-
seen there's like old magazines,
What's that again?
the match magazine.
Louis, your Wi-Fi is
I,
crappy.
I think it's your mic. I don't think it's your Wi-Fi.
No, it's a mic.
I'll put headphones in. See the Match Attack magazines. You know them?
Yeah. I do.
I seen
Too well.
to an event once. It's
again?
random little fact. Stephen Ireland wore bright pink materials
Yeah.
to like some sort of function. I was just bringing it up because you said you can wear football boots anywhere.
Yeah, but not like you wouldn't. That's like one example. You wouldn't wear like them to like a party. Whereas if you wear Jordans to a party, you get praises and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember once I went to a new school, then I wore Jordans, and I was good for the whole year just because I wore Jordans in the first day.
Yeah, you were part of the cool kids.
Yeah.
But isn't it crazy that guys notice it like more than the girls do?
I wanted Ronaldo to go to PSG, although I do hate them. I would have loved to see Messi and Ronaldo play together. Messi can come to the Arabian League if he wants.
It would have been nice for football. Yeah.
Hey, you guys trying to tell me that both of these guys aren't good enough to play or fit enough to be able to play? Yep, Mr. Burrell. I wore plastic bags over my shoes in grade 6 or 7 to school because I didn't want to get them dirty, and I've been rinsed for it to this day ever since. Shin pads, get fucked, Scott.
Okay, but bro, that's low key kind of crazy. The tempers I can agree with. But
The indoors, I'm assuming I'm assuming they. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
the
they would
indoors,
like
the
in.
indoors.
Yeah, it's
But,
crazy.
but
Hey,
on,
Scott's one of my friends that I want to get on a player's choice. If AK goes missing in where's he going? Sierra Leone?
Mhm.
Is that where he's
Scott,
going? Sierra Leone?
what team do you support?
Scott Burrell. He supports Manchester, don't he?
Mm.
And Morecambe. Come on, you shrimps.
So you support City.
Nah, he supports United. He supports United.
Good man, good man, good man.
That's crazy. I said Manchester, and you thought I was saying City. You thought I meant City.
No, I was being ironic.
Oh, okay.
I was being ironic. Very, very ironic.
Come on, you shrimps.
Yeah, talking about shoes, JVM, like, are you a sneaker person?
Me,
Yeah.
not as much anymore. I prefer shoes. Haaland. Oh, how do you miss that?
You prefer shoes, like
Yeah, I
actual
prefer
dress
shoes.
shoes.
Yeah, I guess just because I really like the James Bond, Mission Impossible type movies.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. How about you, Louis?
What? How about me? What? Do I like shoes?
Sneakers.
Yeah. Like. Yeah. As much as the next bloke, I guess. I watch
Yeah.
Sneaker Shopping Complex.
When I was like 11, I used to have like 3 pair of Jordans and other
Hey,
teams.
that was my stream.
When I
You
was
guys
10,
could like kind of hear a little bit.
I,
Um,
I can
Scott
still hear
Burrell.
shoes.
Scott Burrell. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's still in the stream. But the exact reason I was scared to go home over the break is as a Blakeston who got to the airport and they said, "Yeah, your visa's expired," and so he's stuck in Hull.
It obviously,
So he might have some time to jump on the podcast if if we need as well.
but yours isn't, is it, Lily?
No, I turned mine off, so it should be good now. That was
Nah,
my bad.
your visa.
Oh, my
Don't
visa's
answer. Don't answer. You don't have to answer.
oh yeah, my visa's expired. Yeah. No, mine's expired. That's why if I
Which visa?
You don't have to answer.
my school one in America. So I'm now on like it's like an extension. It's like a working visa.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so uh, but I can't leave the country and come back in. So basically, once I leave, I'm gonna move back to Australia. But
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna come back via England,
Okay.
Barcelona or Bali. Two of them three.
So you want to go to Barca?
Yeah, I mean, I went there last summer. It was mint. I love that, but I got half my family's in England. Plus, I got to come show you how to play ball.
Show who? Mars.
You lad.
Show Mars how to play football.
No, I'll swear down. I'm pulling up on Mars. I gotta find out a bunch of stats from the people. I'm talking like measurements, hair length, all of that. I'm gonna get a photo of him sat at his desk, and his feet aren't gonna be touching the ground or some shit. It's gonna be
Yeah.
the funniest shit.
Mars is like Mars is so like Mars is different. Like Mars is different. Like his sports and nothing else.
Louis Scott said he doesn't play ball. Dusty player. That's
Right.
crazy.
Bro, Scott knows I'm his captain still.
That's your friend as well. That's crazy.
No, that's one of my disciples, isn't it? I'm his captain. So I don't know. He's been a bit disrespectful there, Scott.
Scott, this is your captain.
This is Ed Keffart's son, Scott Burrell. Samuel Benstead's bestie. Damn, you just gonna leave? He doesn't play ball, Dusty player up there. That's crazy.
But I feel like JVM is good. Like in football, like JVM looks like He used to really ball.
What position, JVM? What position?
Anywhere up
Rashford.
front. Anywhere up front.
Rashford.
Right, left, middle, doesn't matter. I'll do left foot.
Left foot or right footed?
Right footed. Oh, Edison, good save.
Oh, you only have one foot? Crazy.
No, I use both feet, but
Too
right is
late.
definitely stronger.
Who else said they played ball? VD
Awesome, yeah.
for sure. No,
Everyone said they played ball, which is
no,
crazy.
no, no,
Everyone
no,
said.
no.
No,
I'll
I
bet money.
didn't. I
I
didn't.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
bet
yeah.
money. I bet money convincingly, a lot of money. I'm cooking. You're the only one. The only one that I might let. I wouldn't back. Scott, come on, bro.
Wait. Who doesn't pass? Wait, I pass the ball a lot. I'm a great passer. Don't say that. Louis had no feet.
Scott. No, that's crazy because Scott's name in my phone is still
Whoa.
Stormzy with the bowl cut.
Chelsea just
Scott,
hit the crossbar.
you so wild for that. You know I'm nice with it. Them
Listen.
6 a.m.s
Yusuf,
indoor soccer sessions. Them
Yusuf, you're
6
getting
Chelsea.
a.m.s.
way too ahead.
Come on.
Yeah, Chelsea just hit the crossbar. It's crazy.
Yusuf, what time is your game on?
Yusuf looks like a manager's mom.
43 minutes, 30 seconds.
Okay.
It
So
looked
you
like
like
a manager's uncle.
Yeah, man. Oh, they hit the post. You said the crossbar.
Funny enough, I used to be a striker, not a defender.
Yusuf used to play basketball, not football. To
Yeah,
be fair, yeah, he put up a video on the group chat and he looked good.
Yeah,
that
you got a
was
decent shot. You've got a better jump shot than Martin Odegaard.
that is like 3 years of not playing ball, bro. I was good, like not to toot my own horn, but like I was good.
Yusuf,
Played.
Yusuf, I'm like 5'10", 5'11" on a good day. I'm putting my
Mhm.
nutsack on your fucking forehead if we played basketball.
I'm 6'2", fam. You're getting cooked.
Yusuf looks like a
You're
spectator.
getting cooked.
I must say, a spectator.
He said I look like what? A spectator.
Spectator, yeah.
Louis, you are getting cooked. Trust me.
City allowing too much space right now, De Bruyne.
Now it's turned. Now Chelsea is allowing too much space. And I used to be really good. I played for my high school and my tertiary. Kind of played like Kobe.
What shooting guard?
I had a mean fadeaway. Now I started like as a center
Yeah.
because sometimes if you are taller than everybody, they put
Yeah,
you in the middle.
I was gonna say that. As long as you're taller than like
Yeah,
the average person in your team, you're good.
yeah, yeah. So I started at like the center. So I pretty much played all of the positions. The further you go, you realize you are not the tallest person.
Yeah.
I remember going to a court in another neighborhood, and like I had to play point guard. I was the shortest person on the pitch, on the court. I had to play point guard. Another neighborhood, like way out of town, and like
Yeah.
they are heavy on basketball, like very heavy on basketball.
Being very good at two sports is elite man. Props to boy Yusuf. He never said he was good at football. He said he played basketball. He never said he was good
I
at
was
football.
I was mid in football. I was mid. All of my brothers were like elite in football. Like I come from like I actually come from more of like a footballing background. I have a brother who played pro but like got injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played in the second division in Spain. Was about signing for like the first division but got injured. So when it comes to football, it's in my like family. But I chose the basketball route. And aside football, I had like other sports I was good at. Like I was like more like an athlete. If you see some of my pictures, I was more
Yeah.
like an athlete. And after not like playing basketball regularly, I became like a fitness trainer.
Yeah.
So you can see from my Instagram, I used to train people. I'm getting back my trainer body this year.
Well, you should be a personal trainer.
Yeah, A very good one at that. A very good one. So JVM, if you wanna put on some like muscle, link me up. I got you.
I'm low key a personal trainer as well, but that's another story.
Hey, who's that?
Yeah,
Who's that? Hey, who's that bloke? Who's that bloke on the screen? I actually don't know who that is. What's his name?
the cornrow guy.
Yeah.
He's a carrier.
Is he a recent signing or he came up through the ranks?
No, he came in the summer. I think so.
JVM, you say you are low key a fitness trainer?
No, because I do sports and exercise science. Like this morning, like last night, yeah, I went to the gym, and then this morning I went again. I was like, bro, what am I doing with my life?
Come on, bro. That's what you're supposed to do. I got up this
It's
morning,
normal. It's
hot
normal.
tub,
Yeah,
hot tub,
yeah,
sauna,
yeah.
stairmaster, weights. Had to.
That's what I'm saying. And then when I woke up, I was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm too addicted to the gym. And then people be like, oh, why don't you come and hang out with us? Like, nah, I'm okay. Yo, Yusuf, Louis said this is your Instagram tag. Do you know who that is?
What was it?
Don't search him up. Don't search
What?
EDP. Don't search EDP.
Yo, Louis got jokes. Huh?
You're gonna be shocked, and not in a good way.
Louis got jokes. No, JVM, that is how it's supposed to be. You need to be hitting the gym. Like when I used to be regular in the gym, it got to a time I was like so addicted. I used to go like 2 times a day, in the morning before work
Yeah.
and after work. And like I enjoyed it. Like it wasn't like I go and I'm like, what am I doing? No, I enjoyed it. And when I started getting paid, yo, just imagine you're getting paid to train people. Like,
Yeah, I honestly, if I could turn back time, I would. I probably wouldn't have done my business degree. I probably would have become a personal trainer. But honestly, finding out that that we're now incentivized to do the podcast got me so hyped, and I'm gonna try like build up my own thing, and I've already like been trying to get my own podcast cranking, but I'm thinking of maybe just trying to do streaming at the same time to try and like we were speaking about the other day, JVM, just to like build a following, so then I'll at least have some, hopefully try and have some people to watch the podcast. It's
yeah.
cupcakes. He likes cupcakes.
What's cupcakes?
I'm telling you, Yusuf, don't go down the rabbit hole. Don't. Just
No,
chill.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
It's best if you
I'm
leave
not.
it.
Do you
I'm
like
not.
cupcakes, Yusuf?
Stop being individual.
Me?
Yeah.
No, ADP.
Nah, I'm not the biggest fan of cupcakes.
Okay.
I'm not the
Good,
biggest fan.
good answer.
Nah, like, but for reals though, like those sugary stuff, you get me.
What's your drink of choice, Yusuf?
There's a drink out here called Aquarius. I don't know if you saw it when you came to Spain.
What'd you say?
There's a drink out here called Aquarius.
Okay, yeah.
You
Wait,
saw it
yeah,
when you came to Spain, right?
yeah, but I'm talking about alcohol, Yusuf. What the
I
fuck?
don't I don't drink alcohol. Never drank
Okay.
alcohol in my life.
Not once.
Not once.
Stop the cap.
Facts from not once.
Are you for religious reasons?
Yeah, for religious reasons.
What's your religion?
I'm Muslim.
Then what?
You
I
never knew?
swear, I swear I swear when I said that, like, and I was like, oh yeah, happy holiday. No one else was like, no one else said it.
No
I
one
said,
else said what?
then why you be saying so much haram stuff?
What haram stuff did I say? What haram stuff have I said?
Nah, I'm gonna save that joke for. I'll have to.
Yo, Hussein, let's go. Halal boys in the building.
Inshallah, from your brother.
Water and Alhamdulillah. Let's go.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
When is Ramadan? Oh, you should have seen a funny ass what they were saying in the debate room just before on the Discord. So funny.
What were they saying?
They said they were talking about Kyrie and they're like, yeah, but he's just gonna not be drinking water again in Ramadan or some shit like that. And they referred to him as Ramadan Kyrie, and that shit just made me so weak. You know how
Yeah,
they have like they have hoodie Melo and like goggles LeBron, fully
yo,
game time.
Ramadan Kyrie was crazy. He was putting up numbers. Like, he was going crazy. Like, I'm guessing that is why.
Really?
That is, yeah. You don't remember when Kyrie was in Ramadan?
I can't remember what he put up, if he put up good numbers or not. I'm
No,
seeing
he was
Michael Owen
playing.
on my screen. I'm seeing Michael Owen on my screen. And am I right in saying I don't watch Love Island, but did his daughter get smacked? Did his daughter get piped on Love Island?
Who?
Michael Owens.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, hey, that sub hit the post. That's crazy.
Yo, Pep needs to talk to his team, man. It's not looking good for them. That's all.
Yeah.
Aubameyang blood. Oh shit, I'm on 2%.
Yo, that post, the K hitting the post was crazy. That was
Hey,
crazy.
Scott Burrell, can you confirm? Did she get piped on TV?
Oh, on TV.
Yeah, for like Love Island.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, JVM, what do you think about the new kid like Real Madrid is just signed, the new Brazilian kid, the 16-year-old?
Hendrik,
Enric, what do you think about?
I think, as per usual, although there's a lot we can criticize Florentino Perez in a lot of ways, he is a visionary. He's always thinking about like what's next for Real Madrid, and I think as the
Really?
good,
Him? We're gonna say he gets the round of applause.
no, we're talking about
No,
Real Madrid only, Real Madrid only. So him signing this player is like just him building for the future. Kind of I think he's hoping that he can be another Vinny or Rodrigo, but just from
yeah,
his skill set alone, I've played with a lot of people like his age. He is a natural finisher. Like this
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
can throw the ball. It's crazy.
I like that about
Um,
him. Like,
Yeah, he's
people
a
are not
decent
like
finisher.
that polished at that age,
Yeah,
like scoring, like put everything else outside the game. Like, he can finish the ball. Like, I like that.
yeah.
But my only,
He's very comfortable inside the box.
yeah, the only thing I don't like about him as a striker is the height.
The hand.
But he has strength to compensate for it.
Oh yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. But like Louis, don't you think Florentino Perez is a visionary?
He's gonna become a winger. Don't worry. Real Madrid is gonna become a winger. He's not gonna be a striker. That's him now at like 15, 16. He's gonna become a winger.
Oh, okay. Because Louis, when JVM said Florentino Perez was a visionary, Louis sounded like he objected.
yeah, like what does he like? So I'm
Let
guessing
me,
Perez is the same as what he's the head of the board or he's the
he's
president.
the president. He's the president.
Yeah,
So in England would they call that the chairman?
no,
Yeah, he's like
no.
the president of the club.
In like I've seen that in countries like Italy, Portugal, and Spain, the president is way more involved with the club. For example, here, they usually delegate that job to like a director of football or someone like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like Daniel Levy.
Yeah,
Well,
like
no, Daniel Levy's like proper involved, like almost too involved, man.
yeah, like but Perez, he's everything. He's hands on everything, and it's like very good to see. And even like Real Madrid's basketball team and everything, like he doesn't manage that, but he sets those things up. Obviously, you can talk about the Super League and how that's not good for football, but just in terms of Real Madrid, he's arguably one of the best presidents, directors, etc. of all time.
If only we were doing the podcast when the Super League thing went down.
Yeah.
So I actually really think he's a visionary because when you look, even from the times of like the Raúls, these are kids he brought up from like the Real Madrid system, maintained them, even though he was selling some of their counterparts, maintained them in the squad. Casillas, you can go like the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Karim Benzema, discovering Benzema at only like 15 years old or something like that. Promising Benzema he was going to sign him to Real Madrid and actually signing him. Like you go through the list of players, he made some mistakes with like the likes of Hesse and Ilaramendi, thinking they could become
Yes.
who he thought they would, but they didn't. The Willian, the guy who later went to, I think, Willian, the Brazilian Willian, he was a striker. He actually
So
went to one of the Spanish clubs, I've forgotten, but he does this and he brings in players, the likes of Cruz. Remember how Cruz signing came about?
Yes. From Bayern.
Bayern Munich didn't want to give him 10
Yeah,
million a
yeah.
year.
And that was
They,
crazy.
yeah. And
and they got him for peanuts, man.
do you know he was offered to Barcelona and Luis Enrique said he wanted Rakitic instead? Two times. Even after signing Rakitic, they still offered him to Barcelona and Luis Enrique was like, nah, he's gotten his man. Then Florentino Perez scooped in and paid 25 million for Toni Kroos, promised to give him the amount he wants. So it wasn't really the signing that was like a big thing for Cruz, but the amount. In that same year, we signed James Rodriguez. Do you know the funny thing? I think only 8,000 people showed up to greet Toni Kroos, and like 25,000 showed up to greet James Rodriguez,
Yeah. That's crazy.
who became the biggest person in the club, Toni Kroos. Another
Well,
fun fact.
I've heard you speak ill of Tony Cruz.
Yeah. Have you guys seen or heard about Esteban Willian? He's another Palmeiras player.
No, I haven't. But
I've
Louis,
seen it.
if I'm speaking ill of Tony Cruz, if he's not performing, I'm not going to say he's performing.
No, no, no.
I,
That's not what you said, though. That's not what you said. When you spoke ill of him, you said like, he never really like
I said for
showed
a long
enough.
time, yeah, I said for a long time now, he's only been giving Real Madrid 50%. That it has been for like 3 years now. Tony Cruz hasn't been elite in the past 3 years. He's been normal, giving us 50%. But his 50% is so good that sometimes we don't realize that we are getting like a lesser version of Cruz. And that is facts. Louis,
Okay.
I'm not going to praise you if you are underperforming. That I won't do. That is why I was criticizing Karim Benzema before last season. And if we are going to be honest with each other, last season's Karim Benzema was the Benzema we all knew he could be.
Yeah.
So why then were we praising him for being average? You understand me? I knew he could be this type of player. You understand? And I was the only person calling him out. But last season he starts performing. I'm like, okay, now Benzema is performing. People are like, no, are you doing like Benzema? No, it's not about not liking him. It's about knowing his potential. Kind of like Neymar. Like I know Neymar is supposed to be like D1 or one of D1s. I didn't expect Mbappe at 23 years old to be running Paris whilst Neymar is behind him. I didn't expect that.
No one did.
Yeah, so if
Everyone
that
thought he was going to be
happens,
the Robin, not the Batman.
yeah. So if that happens, are we not supposed to call Neymar out? Like my guy, this boy came as a 19-year-old, bro.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, so the fact that I'm a Madrid fan doesn't mean I don't call out Madrid players. When you're underperforming, you get it.
Is the game started back up yet?
It is starting back up. They just brought in Akanji, like they are substituting from from like the break. They are bringing in Akanji and another kid.
Good move.
I
Good move.
don't I don't know who the kid is.
What's his name? Oh, Rico Lewis.
Yeah, so I think
What? That's who City's bringing in?
yeah,
Yeah, apparently
he
Rico Lewis.
benched Cancelo.
Yes, good. Because you have enough offensive talent. You don't need Cancelo there as well when he's a liability defensively. Get proper defender there because that's making your team suffer. Defending with three men, you should be defending with four.
Nice adjustments. Yeah, he shouldn't have made this mistake in the first place.
Fellas, it's okay, bro. Yusuf speaking facts. I've been saying this. Yusuf says some crazy things sometimes, but mostly he has great ball knowledge.
The only crazy things you guys think I say is what? Supporting Ronaldo.
Nah, that Isco take was crazy as well. Do you remember?
Well,
Well, so this is the story, yeah. So we were doing players' choice, and I never told my friends I was on players' choice. So then they come in the next day, yeah, we're at the gym, and they're like, "Oh, have you seen this video?" And it was the Isco one because it had like I think it was like 100,000 views, and they're like, "Oh," because I was agreeing with you, yeah, for a minute, but then when you said as talented as Messi, that was like no, and that was the funniest part of the video.
but like the funny thing about that video is when you watch the actual video,
Mhm.
I was actually trying to like let people understand. I'm not saying he's like sometimes we know Messi can't be compared with any player, but some players when they show some sparks and their play style is like Messi, all we can do is say this guy is like Messi, but we all know nobody can be compared to Messi. You understand me? So I felt that was just like that was just common knowledge between us football fans. We know nobody can be compared to Messi. Kylian Mbappe plays like Cristiano Ronaldo, but we are not going to compare him to Cristiano Ronaldo. But when he does some things, we are going to say what this is Ronaldo like. So what I was speaking about Isco was just like pure talent. Like we saying this guy, like this footballing ability was God given. That is like the Messis, the Iscos, the Neymars. Personally, those are the players that I have seen that I'm like, yo, like the ball is glued to their feet. You get me? And I genuinely felt like Isco was one of those players. I genuinely felt like Isco could have been like one of the ones, like
And,
going down
and,
in
and,
history.
and for a moment he was. You remember like those? I think it was
Malaga,
2017.
yes,
Yeah, no, not even 2017, 2018. Those years.
when he
Because
signed.
because there were a lot of years when there were a lot of years in the Champions League knockout stages when Gareth Bale was not available, and I think the biggest game was that second round game against Atletico Madrid. There were a lot of games when Bale wasn't available when he was injured, and Isco came through. A lot
Yeah,
of the time,
he took over,
yeah. One of the
and that
players I would have looked to have at Barca, Isco. Isco was
yeah,
really magical to watch.
he was magical. Remember that like Malaga Dortmund game in the Champions League where they were like they sadly went home.
What year was this?
That was his last year in Malaga. Forgotten the year.
2013.
Yeah, that was his last year in Malaga. Malaga
Yeah.
Dortmund. I think quarterfinals. Yeah, I think quarterfinals. He was amazing, bro.
How
You were just unlucky. You were just unlucky. So like pure. So I get it. The way they clip the video sometimes. There's a video of me agreeing with everything Mars was saying about Messi. Like yeah. Like they clipped it in such a way that sounded like I was agreeing with everything Mars was saying about Messi. So sometimes the clip don't do me justice. Like the clips don't do me. So like I feel like I'm one of the most hated panelists on like the football players' choice footy.
when we did that poll and you had the worst what was it? When you had the most votes, me and Mars both say you do not have the worst takes.
Yeah, it's only because of Ronaldo. Mind you, like most of the people in the group are Messi fans. So the moment I'm supporting Ronaldo, like I don't know, bro.
Actually, I think I'm a Ronaldo fan. You're a Ronaldo fan. Mars is a Ronaldo fan. Show is a Ronaldo
Mars
fan.
is not a Ronaldo fan.
He is. He is. He is. He
Mars
he
is
just
not a Ronaldo fan. Trust me, he's not. He's just saying all of those things too. Mars passes comments about Ronaldo that a Ronaldo fan wouldn't pass. Like you, I understand you being a Ronaldo fan because you feel like Messi is the greatest ever just
Yeah,
because of like the skill and everything, right?
yeah,
But you
he's the best
still
ever.
acknowledge, yeah, you still acknowledge Ronaldo, like, and you prefer Ronaldo.
Yes.
You like Ronaldo. You get me? And you would say that.
Yeah.
Mars goes above and beyond with statements like shouldn't be compared. This is Ronaldo, and I used to support Ronaldo. Then I got sense and noticed that you get me. Like no, you go that far. I know you are not a Ronaldo fan. You are just you. Yes, shows. Yes, you get me. Because some of the criticism you guys have of like Ronaldo are like constructive ones. Like, okay,
Yeah.
he's underperforming. All right, cool. But you don't go as far as going to 20. I remember when he said something about Ronaldo in 2015 or something like that. And you were like, nah, Ronaldo in 2015, like Mars. No, he
No,
was a killer.
no, it was when he said there was never a real comparison or a real rivalry
Yeah.
by the media, and I was like, now at that time, especially with the numbers they were putting up, there was definitely they were definitely going head to head. Yeah, Messi was better, but they were going head to head. I,
Yeah.
I made it's this of my own personal time. I looked at Europe's top 5 leagues since the 90s every single year from the different leagues, and Ronaldo and Messi are so far ahead from everyone. And I gave them like points. I think it's like 300 points between Ronaldo, Messi, and everyone else.
They
Messi
were
still
just elite.
a bit ahead. Yeah.
They were just elite for like all of those times. And there's something that like nobody brings. Your city is really
There it is.
the game has just changed.
Oh, yes.
Haaland is about to get another chance.
How did
The game has really changed. The game has really changed. And there's one thing that we speak about Messi and Ronaldo that like we never really give credit to Ronaldo for. That Real Madrid team constantly just gets getting changed. The midfield players coming in and out, Florentino Perez not being in good terms with Ozil leaving, then Di Maria taking over, Di Maria leaving, then James Rodriguez leaving, then the likes of Isco, then the Asensios. Whereas Messi, for like the better part of 10 years, had a solid midfield year in, year out. Like he knows he's coming home to Busquets, he knows he's coming home to Xavi and Iniesta. When Rakitic came, Rakitic was in the midfield for the longest time. So it felt like that system felt familiar for Messi year in, year out. Whereas Ronaldo needed to adjust with like new wingers, new midfielders, new. Look at his partnership with Ozil. All of a sudden, Ozil is sold. He needs to build another partnership with like the only person I knew that was consistent for him was Benzema
Benzema and I've said since
and
2014.
Marcelo.
I said since 2014, Modric.
Yeah, and since 2014, Modric and Marcelo. But ever since he also got that Casemiro, Modric, and Cruz partnership, he had like consistent midfield. So I would, even though I'm saying Messi had the consistency, he also, at a point, also had that consistency when that Modric, Cruz, and Casemiro midfield just like took shape.
Yeah, that's why you also have to look at Ronaldo's game and how it evolved. Because in his early years with Ronaldo, when he had Di Maria on the other wing, also through the middle, Khedira and Xabi Alonso or Lassana Diarra providing that stability in the midfield, that's when he could be that explosive Ronaldo
Yeah.
we also used to like. But then he grew up, his midfield became like way more quality. He had to do less and less, and he could just become that,
Finisher.
that yeah, that's oh yeah, another year I want to talk about that I forgot to talk about was 2018. Because 2018 has been one of Ronaldo's greatest years. If you remember, yeah, he got that red card in the it's not Copa del Rey. It's like the winner from the league and the winner from the cup play. They played Barcelona. Ronaldo crossed the line.
Super Copa. Super
Yeah,
Copa.
Super Cup, and then he missed the first 5 games of the season. And that year
And
he was
came
so
back and
average.
like
He still averaged 48 goals in 48 games. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, that was crazy. That was late. I remember he missed the first 5 games. I used to like scream over that, like
Yeah, yeah.
those Ronaldo years, scoring in every single
Game pretty much. Are you for that saying?
minute.
What do you guys think about Ronaldo's transfer to Al Nassr? Yusuf, you go first.
I feel like there's nothing left for him in Europe. Nothing Ronaldo does in Europe again doesn't get criticized.
Yeah,
Ronaldo has done all he can do in Europe, and now signing for a team and being on the bench, they are going to say he's on the bench. Signing for a team and playing, they are going to say they are even going as far as him performing in a team. They are still going to say, okay, if let's say he signed for Napoli and he's performing, they are going to be like, oh, it's Napoli. That is why he's performing,
yeah,
So I feel like he just felt like there was nothing left for him in Europe. There was like nowhere to be right in Europe. So what he could do was just move and chase money, move and like just, create a legacy and play where he's like, appreciated and loved. There's
yeah,
one of these sayings that I love the most. They say what? Go where you are appreciated, not where you are tolerated. And it started feeling like in Europe he was being tolerated, not appreciated.
yeah,
So why not just leave? You get me? So I felt like he's going to leave in 2 years. He's going to be like his name is going to be on the billionaires list, and like he's done with football.
yeah. My feelings are pretty much the same when it comes to Ronaldo, but it's just I want to put a big emphasis on the disrespect he was getting after the World Cup. It was already bad before. It was already bad before, but after the World Cup, it was just crazy. And then you have pundits like uh, Jamie Carragher, who are the face of Sky Sports, who is the biggest football corporation, if you want, in England. You have him coming out and saying that Ronaldo is like sixth in the all-time list.
Shaping the
That's
perception of people,
crazy.
bro.
That is so crazy.
They're trying
Ronaldo,
to shape the perception of people.
yeah. And it's like, why am I going to stay here, yeah, when I can still play the game I love, but ain't earn way more money?
Facts. You get me? So that Ronaldo move was like more financial, and he just grew tired of all of the criticism. There's an interview I just watched of Jamie Carragher saying he likes Ronaldo, but everybody he started by saying everybody knows I don't like Ronaldo. I hate him. Like, why would you say that? Then he goes forward to say, I admire him as a player. I admire his mentality. I admire the fact that everywhere he goes, he kind of like has to weather the storm. So if you like all of this about him, why do you keep saying you hate him? You get me? So it's just too much negative energy. And Americans tapping into the World Cup for the first time, seeing Messi, not knowing
Yeah,
Ronaldo has like 15 years of amazing performances and thinking like they formed their whole perception of football.
they went crazy. The
Yeah,
Americans went crazy this year.
Andrew
Yes,
Schultz speaking about
yeah.
Ronaldo like he knows Ronaldo, and I'm laughing like listening to the podcast like, yo, my guy, like who told you all of this about Ronaldo? Like, do you guys really know who Cristiano Ronaldo is?
Fabrizio saying something happened to Messi. Same thing happened to Messi last season. People started disrespecting him after his single season of not being consistently magical every game.
Bro, I
But to be
keep
fair, I think Messi's one was a bit different because yes, Messi
yeah,
was being disrespected, but one, it wasn't the same type of disrespect, and two,
trust
Messi
me.
he went from having a good season to going to a worse league with a better team and not performing. Ronaldo went
Yeah.
from having an amazing season to coming to a team in a system where he was no longer needed, in a team that wasn't performing too well, in the best league in the world, and just still being asked to do the same thing. And then, of
Yeah.
course, Messi did what he did in the World Cup. And the disrespect just piled up and piled up.
The hate Messi was getting was from like a small subset of people. Mind you, you can go dig up the internet and you would not see any Sky Sports nothing on Messi's performance, 5 goals, and like how Messi is dwindling and like like Messi is this where he couldn't. You wouldn't see all of that. You wouldn't see that type of disrespect. when we are talking about disrespect that Ronaldo is getting, it's on a different level. Yeah, I know there was a few people talking about how Messi scored 5 goals in a season. Mind you, that was just like a few Ronaldo fans like trying to like sway the. But this, it's everybody going for Ronaldo. Like everybody, like trust me, like after the World Cup, it was crazy. Like the internet, like it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. So like it was different, and and everything was set up for Ronaldo to like kind of fail
Yep.
because, as JVM said, system that he wasn't really needed. You kept telling me I'm needed, but I wasn't really needed. You get me? Like there was like just too much difference when it comes to like what Ronaldo was facing and what Messi was facing. And Messi had Mbappe to like weather the storm. Who did Ronaldo have?
Anthony. Messi and Ronaldo fanboys are unbearable a lot of the times. Yo, this City team, yeah, they're struggling to finish today. They have an XG at the moment of 0.7,
Mm-hmm.
and every time they're like inside the box, they're struggling. It's better than the first half so far. They're creating way more chances.
Yeah,
You have to put them to bed at some point.
yeah. What do you think of Kovacic?
Kovacic.
Yeah.
Today I made a video on the top 5 midfielders in the Premier League, and I felt bad for leaving Kovacic out just because this
Mm-hmm.
year he's not been at that level.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think that Kovacic really struggled from being a Real Madrid at the wrong time. He was at Real Madrid when a top 4 midfielder of all time was in there as well. He was never going to get in there. And the
Yeah.
way that system worked with Cruz and the build up, he was never going to take over Cruz.
Yeah.
So I had to go to Chelsea. But even at Chelsea, I think that ever since he's been at Chelsea, he's been a top 5 midfielder in the league, apart from this season.
Facts. 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 And like times that he's been injured.
Yeah.
And who are the midfielders that made your list?
Rodri, De Bruyne, Madison, Odegaard, Casemiro, and I did an honorable mention to Paulinho from Fulham and Bruno.
You think Casemiro has been better for Manchester than Bruno this year?
I think he's been. I think Casemiro at United has been more important for that team. Not more important because Bruno has helped Newcastle to be a top 10 team as well. But I just think, yeah, I took Casemiro over Bruno.
Okay.
So in that sense, I don't think he has been better. But it was close between those two.
Okay. I'm saying that because of like the slow starts Casemiro had. Even though in the past few games he's like been playing in a lit. The only thing I don't like about Casemiro and Manchester United is he kind of is trying to do too much.
Yeah.
It's working now, but it will get to a point. City scored. Mahrez.
Good. That
Assist from Grealish.
that puts Chelsea even further away from them. Super subs. That's what you call them. Super subs. Pep. As much as I troll him now, I'm sorry, as much as I troll him, I know what he brings to a team. Of course you do, Fabrizio. You know ball.
Who is he talking about?
Ronaldo.
Yeah, no. Any troll about Ronaldo is just fake trolls. You can't disrespect Ronaldo. He's done so much for the game. Anybody talking foul about Ronaldo is just doing it for like doing sake. 5 Ballon d'Ors, every single trophy, you know, being instrumental in all of the trophies. Like the only player who can say he was instrumental in all of the trophies is who? Messi. Ronaldo doesn't have a single trophy he has won that he wasn't the best player on the team. And that is amazing. You get me?
Yeah.
What he has done for Portugal alone. What he has done for Portugal alone through thick and thin. Like he's given like blood, sweat. Like like one of the games that I would never forget is like Ronaldo against Sweden.
Yes. I was gonna say that. I remember that game because I watched both legs.
Yeah. I did
I'll do that
too.
again.
Like, bro,
Even the first game against Spain in the 2018 World Cup, that was crazy.
yeah, 3-3, right?
Yeah, 3-3. And that was
I
3-3,
was
and it was Ronaldo carrying and the Portugal defense just selling. It was so
selling.
bad.
Yeah, it was so. And Portugal defense hasn't been individually. Portugal has individual talents in defense.
Yes.
Never seem to play it collectively.
Yes.
It's been like Manchester United ever since Ferguson left. When Ferguson was there, they didn't have the brilliance individually, but they played good collective defense. And then Ferguson left, and now Manchester have individual brilliance, like Lindelof as a player. Before he came to United, we all know the brilliance of Lindelof.
Yes.
You
Say
know,
Benfica,
he,
sick.
he was like an amazing player. You see the likes of Wan-Bissaka, like individually they have like good talent. Look sure, but I feel like United's problem is collective defense. Let's bring all of these individual talents together and gel them to play collective defense. And now that they are trying to figure that out, you'll notice the back line is more solid, and you'll notice the likes of Maguire not making that much mistakes.
Yeah.
It's been United's problem, it's been Real Madrid's problem. And that is why, to a lot of people, Sergio Ramos doesn't go down as like numero uno, best defender. Because that is his place. If you look at what he has done at his position and how long he has done it, he should be passing Maldini. But because of so many years of like failing collectively as defenders, he's going to
No,
be in the top
no.
five. Top.
One on one, he's not better than Maldini.
No, like I mean, one on one, he's not better as a defender. But like if he had succeeded collectively in defense, he wouldn't be making most of the mistakes he was making.
Yeah. Oh,
You
I mean,
understand?
if Marcelo wasn't so bad defensively, if
You
Varane wasn't so
understand me?
young, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, if Varane coming in was solid, if Pepe hot-headedness like
yeah.
cooled down very early, before he
If
left Real Madrid, he was.
if Mourinho never respected Casillas and we had a consistent goalkeeper throughout those years, yeah, I get what you mean.
You get me? So it would have like shaped his career differently. Some of those things he was doing, he felt like he had to do it. He felt like he had to do it. He felt like, and I hated having two hot-headed defenders. Like
Yeah.
Pepe, hot-headed. Sergio Ramos, hot-headed. So like,
Fabrizio saying, but some Messi fans genuinely hate Ronaldo,
yeah, for no reason, bro.
and vice versa. This was the year for Portugal to at least reach semis. They had a brilliant team, but unfortunately, they didn't have a sharp Ronaldo. Plus, their manager is shite. I said this straight away from the first video. Like,
Yeah, it's
oh
been
no,
the manager,
put
bro.
Portugal higher, put Portugal higher. I said this straight away. Portugal's not making it past the quarterfinals. The
Yeah,
only team I was
it's.
wrong about was Brazil, and I still wanted to win, which pissed me off.
It was, but like I still felt Portugal could have gone further with a better manager
Yes, of course they could have.
because like they need to part ways with this manager and like Portugal's new school, the Bernardo Silvas and like the Bruno Fernandes and stuff like that, need to realize it's time for them to start taking over games. It's time for them to start showing quality. I hate the fact that the likes of Cancelo play amazing club side football, but come to Portugal and it's like they are timid.
But that's been my whole frustration with this Portugal team ever since, especially the City players. Because the City players, when they play for Pep, they're like one of the best players in the world. Ruben Diaz, Cancelo, and Silva, especially. They are three of the best players in the Premier. Those three they can walk into the team of the season. When they go to Portugal, bro, they look shit.
Average. Ruben Diaz, I was surprised, bro. Like, at
Yeah,
least Bernardo Silva, I knew he was trying. It wasn't just working. But Ruben Diaz was just like, like a normal player. Like you get me, like a normal defender. Like you could have taken any probably sporting defender and he would play the same way Ruben Diaz, like any inexperienced defender. Even though I expected like, a late level.
Yeah, Chelsea aren't winning this game anymore. They just took out Ziyech for Gallagher, Cucurella for
Mhm.
Lewis Howe, and the Aubameyang came out after coming on in the game for Hutchinson. Yeah, they lost. It's a good game. They lost.
Their coach. I remember when we spoke about him as a coach, and
Yeah, Potter.
Mars was putting him as like the one like top tier managers, and I was talking about the fact that he needs to do it in a bigger club for me to like acknowledge his brilliance. You get me? Some of these managers are small club managers. Porter has really disappointed in Chelsea. I feel like
So far he has, but to be fair to him, it was just the whole mess of the board because Potter has his own playing style and the players that fit into his system. And Chelsea, for the past 2 years, they've been buying players to fit Tuchel's system, and they sacked him at the beginning of the season, which made no sense. At least sack him at the end of the season to allow Potter time to get his players in.
facts.
He was pretty much set up to fail. That's a shame.
Facts. They could have done the City Pep Guardiola thing,
Yeah,
signing City a year before, signing Pep Guardiola, or knowing the deal was done a year before. Pep Guardiola already scouting his players before he even was
yeah,
announced as like a City manager. They could have done that with Potter, so he knows, okay, we are not going to sign no more players for Tuchel, but you do your homework, and before you come, we go to the market and just bring in the players you need.
yeah. And with Pep, it's not even just the because I told you I do sports and exercise science, and I have a coaching unit, and I had to do like a whole work on a manager, and I chose Pep, and I looked at his 2016 season when he was coming to City. He changed the whole philosophy at City. He brought in a new nutritionist. He bought Messi's personal nutritionist to train at City. He brought in a new psychologist. He changed the whole thing. You need to give a manager time to set his
Time,
own thing.
yeah, to set up.
You can't just
But
bring
that
him
is the thing.
at the beginning of the season and expect them to perform well. That's very
JVM,
hard.
remember what I said about the freedom Pep gets?
Yeah,
You break it down, managers go into teams and they are not given this, especially like traditional teams,
yeah,
because there are people that have been kind of like, they have like the love and support of the team for years. You are not coming and changing them. Like nutritionists and like people that have been with the club 15 years, 20 years, they wouldn't allow a manager like the freedom Pep Guardiola gets to do whatever in City adds to him performing the way he's performing. Like, I want this player, and City is going to go above and beyond to get Pep Guardiola this player. You could count in your hands players Pep Guardiola has actually wanted and not been able to sign.
yeah. But to be fair, also, um, other managers are not able to translate the same level of excellence that Pep has had on the pitch and the same level of impact. I'll give you an example. I do agree that Mourinho getting sacked at United was very unfortunate because the year before he finished second in a team that he had no business finishing second with, and the year before that he won the Europa League. All Mourinho needed that summer was a centre back, and United never got him a centre back, and that was unfair because when Oli came in, they spent 80 million on Maguire, but oh, Haaland. But how did he miss that? But when Mourinho asked for one simple centre back, they never got him.
Yeah.
But then Mourinho also set himself up for failure in games like the Champions League round of 16, when he had players to play with, and he made decisions like starting Fellaini in the midfield in the game that they should have won. There were games like that, or keeping Martial on the bench on games just because he felt like it, or having those problems with Pogba.
Let
Those
me
personal,
ask you. Let me
those
ask
personal
you.
problems where, as a manager, you should just take care of that off the cameras.
Let me
So
ask you something.
yeah, go on.
Let me before you finish your point, so I don't forget, please.
Yeah,
Pep Guardiola has done the same mistakes in the Champions League, losing them the Champions, even last season,
yeah,
losing them the Champions League, season in, season out. Right?
yeah,
Pep Guardiola had problems with Sterling and
yeah,
other players. and sometimes it was out in public. So the same things you are saying Mourinho had, Pep had to a certain degree, but they had this the patience to like just allow him to rock. You get me? Like, okay, this season, this was your okay, correct it next season. You get me? So I get what you were saying, but like I feel like Pep has been in similar waters, similar soups, and being allowed to rock. Like, okay, it was a mistake, rock. And the moment a coach is given that level of confidence, the performance follows. Pep, Klopp, similar situation. Performance follow. The moment, like, dude wanted only a striker. They could spend 80 million for Oli, but they couldn't bring Mourinho a striker.
Yeah.
You get me?
No, it wasn't the striker. It was the centre back because Mourinho
Sorry,
got
centre back.
Zlatan.
Sorry, centre back.
He got Zlatan and Lukaku. Yeah, but I get where you're
Yeah,
coming from.
sorry, centre back. Yeah, so I feel like I always feel like but I'm not like chastising him for it. He created this for himself, based on performances and like him creating a whole football philosophy that he needs that to win games. So for you to expect Pep Guardiola to win for your club, you need to give him that players to play his philosophy. So I respect him for that. Like at least if I'm coming, you should know this is what I want to win. And if you give me this and I don't win, then you can say something. You get me? So like that's his kind of like his game plan is also good. His game plan is also good. I think the game is lost.
It's been lost from the point they started Harvard as a striker because they had ample chances in the first half. It's just actually you said that they're gonna regret it.
Yeah, the moment you don't take chances against teams like Manchester City, like I knew coming into the second half, mindsets is going to change, philosophies are going to change, and it's Pep Guardiola. Like in the history of football, one of the smartest managers ever to do this thing. Like so you should know he's going to read plays and like make changes. So the moment you get your chance, you take it. And City haven't done a good job taking their chances. What is like your favorite young City player now, aside like the Foldings?
Favorite City player?
Young, the kids Pep Guardiola like just brings in like the kid you just mentioned, the kid that just came in, the likes of Akanji and those kids.
Yeah.
Like who is like your favorite?
Wait, we said German Jake Paul, German Jake Charles. Sorry, who's that?
German James Charles.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
Harvard.
it's Harvard's. Kai Havertz.
Yeah, but wait, what was the question again?
I was
My
asking
favorite
who's like your favorite like young City player now.
young City player. From the games I've seen, I've really liked Lewis. He plays with a lot of confidence. The light skinned guy, Ricky Lewis, that came on for Cancelo. He
Yeah,
plays with confidence, and I think if he's given time, more time within the team,
he could weather the storm.
yeah.
Cool. But
And even in
you,
this game, the way he receives the ball and just looks up straight away, it's just those small things that you need to notice within young players because you won't see much with them.
do you think Calvin Felix made a mistake coming to City?
Yes, I think he made a mistake, but I think he knew what he was getting himself into. I think he wants money and he wants to win a few titles. He knew what he was getting himself into. I think this is a very similar situation with like one of my favorite players of all time, Renato Sanchez, because I watched Sanchez, yeah, from his first game. I watched most of his game at Benfica, then watched the Euros, and I saw how good this guy was. And Sanchez was so stupid to go to Bayern Munich.
Yeah,
At Bayern Munich, even me, at that young age, I already knew he wasn't going to play because you had Xabi Alonso, you had Arturo Vidal, you had Thiago, etc. And
too much competition.
Yeah, and the same things with not just competition. Just these are some of the best players in the world. The same thing with Phillips. You come into a team with De Bruyne, Gundogan, Rodri, Bernardo Silva. There's no way you're getting into the team.
Wow. Facts.
You have to be aware of that.
That's true. That's true.
What about you? Are there any young players, not just at City, just in general? Any young players you're excited?
Young, I'm really stoked. Like in the World Cup, Jude Bellingham, like really, I was already impressed by
Yeah,
him, but like just watching him again. Enzo Fernandez, I saw your video on Enzo Fernandez. He's going to be special, and Musiala is amazing as a player. And I watched an interview that has nothing to do with football. He did like a GQ,
yeah,
top 10 essentials. And they tell you like some of the things you see in a man's purse or like you see in a man's personality lets you know the type of person he is.
yeah,
And personally, just seeing the kind of books this guy is reading, he's reading a book that was written by I think a psychologist that worked with like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, and he knew this psychologist worked with Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, and he was talking about the book, and I was looking at like, yo, like young players reading books and like having this type of mindset, he's going to go far in football. You get me?
yeah.
Kudus, I like Kudus. Kudus from Ghana, he has a future. I think he should move from Ajax and come into the EPO. Yusuf, who is your favorite young Real Madrid player? Mine is Nico. Um, favorite young Real Madrid player. Honestly, this centre back, he never gets a chance to play. He came from like our junior side, or forgotten his name. He was on loan last season. He's back into the squad. We have one centre back. He plays like Pepe,
Okay, Vallejo.
Vallejo.
Yeah,
I like Vallejo, even though he hasn't been given the chance to show what he can do. I feel like he's a kid we should maintain in the squad. He's going to be good for the squad. I really like that kid. I like how like no nonsense he is.
yeah. I'll just give like a quick mention to players, young players coming through and performing at a high level is definitely like impressive. But what Vinny did, like he looked at his game, he knew he was weak physically, so he put the work in the gym. He knew his finishing wasn't good, so he worked on that and scored 20 goals last season. What Vinny did last season was impressive. Truly,
Yeah,
truly. For young Brazilian players, as well, and this is no disrespect to Brazilian players, but we all know what's the history of Brazilian players. Like this guy just locked in and went to work. And
yeah.
what he did last season was just crazy.
He transformed his game.
Yeah. Even this year,
That's true.
he's not playing bad. He's just not at the same level as last year.
Yeah, yeah. That is very true. Vinny, like I wasn't really impressed with Vinny in the first season because I just felt like
Yeah, but to be fair, that year he came in and then Ronaldo left. He was meant to come in and be Ronaldo's understudy,
yeah.
but then he came in. Hazard got injured. He was asked to perform straight away. That was unfair on him.
Facts.
Favorite,
Facts.
I think he means favorite young Barca player. Mine is Pedri, man. I love Pedri.
Yeah, mine is Pedri and Gavi.
I hate the fact that I love Pedri. So good, so good.
Mine is Pedri and Gavi. Honorable mention to Ansu Fati. He used to be mine, but like I can't.
Yeah.
The injuries, bro. But like Gavi is special. Pedri and Gavi are just special, man, and especially Pedri. Like Barcelona messed around and just got like an Iniesta
And Xavi,
replacement, like
yeah,
just like that.
yeah, yeah. It was crazy. That pissed me off so much.
That's just like just the luck, the luck, just the luck.
He said Araujo. I think Araujo is a good player.
Yeah,
What
he
surprised
is.
him was his level of maturity. He's young, but he already has like that elite defender type mentality. I think
Yeah,
was it against Benzema. I don't remember, and I think it was against Vinny. No, Rudiger. The big credit he got in with Rudiger. He showed balls that game. I was like, that's when my
Yeah,
knowledge grew.
that El Clasico that we won, right? He was the only player who showed up.
Yeah.
He was
And
the
also,
only player.
and also when Gavi in that game, like the way Gavi was doing Tony Cruz was crazy in that game. Gavi had Tony Cruz in his pockets,
Yeah, Gavi has that tendencies. Gavi is like Gavi is like a photocopy of Kovacic.
and he's tenacious as well. Like he's not scared to put a tackle in.
Yeah, that is why I'm comparing him to Kovacic. Guess who's coming in? Just guess.
Um, who for Chelsea,
For City.
for City.
It's a surprise substitution.
Um, that young player, the blonde one.
No, Calvin Phillips. We just spoke about him.
Yeah, give Roger some rest. I guess 4 minutes.
Yeah, he should just like hold his own, like If I was City, if I was like Chelsea, I would be in the market for like the likes of like Calvin Phillips. Now that I know after winning the trophy in like Man City, just giving them like an opportunity to come and play,
Yeah,
not knowing what's going on with Kante, just like he's a fine center, but the CDM that can
yeah. I know Liverpool already have a CDM, but I think Calvin Phillips can also operate in the number 8 position, and in that case, Liverpool should have went for him, man. Because playing
yeah.
with Harvey Elliott as your starting midfield is not it at all.
That is, you remember last show? Last show, I was speaking about like things Klopp is doing wrong,
Yeah,
and it doesn't get mentioned. Like, yo, you just signed a striker. What are you doing signing another striker with this midfield?
yeah. The thing at Liverpool, the problem would be their priorities. I don't think Gakpo is a bad signing. I think it wasn't the right priority.
Yeah. So what is happening to Firmino now?
Yeah,
So what
um,
happens to Firmino?
it stays on the bench. Just rots on the bench. He needs to go in the summer.
Yeah, he needs to, because I know there are teams that like would really use his services. Even Chelsea.
Yes. Oh, Chelsea will do. Will play up for me. Quality. I still think they.
Chelsea's.
I still think they need more of a proper number 9 because of some of the young players they have in the team. But Firmino
Yeah.
would not be bad either.
And Firmino is one of those number nines. Even if you bring a proper number 9, you can still keep him because
Yeah.
he's so good with the ball. Again, he's so good with the ball that he can like fit in that 10 role, or like just two up front strikers vibe, one helping one. Yeah, he fits that bill. And I still think Chelsea shouldn't have like let go of Lukaku that early. Wow, Zakaria is brilliant.
Yeah, he's been good today.
Yeah, he just did like maybe one of the craziest moves of the game. Zachary is brilliant. What are you like? Where are you watching the game? Online?
Yeah. Sky Sports.
Ah, okay. Okay, cool.
Okay, plays it back.
Game is over. Game is over. And Jack Grealish also like really held his own coming in. Mars' favorite player.
Oh, I saw that from Zakaria.
You saw that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Quality. 3
Quality.
men on him. 3 men.
Yeah, man. Like he just like kind of like dismantled them. Oh. Yeah, Haaland has been lost in this game, right? Who are we going to give credit for like Haaland being lost
Koulibaly.
in the game?
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly has man marked him all game.
Yeah, he's not giving him room to breathe, and like that freedom, like it's giving like Thiago freedom to like operate, like
You have to cover him. Yeah.
yeah, because Haaland alone is just too much problems. You know?
I think their midfield line and their the defensive line they're set up to contain Haaland, and then he put Koulibaly on him for the whole game as well. It just
Yeah.
ended the whole thing.
So what is the latest on like Chelsea's player? What is his name? Reece James. Because I heard he was like healthy enough to like go to the World Cup. So why is he not playing now?
Let me see.
Did you hear the rumor of like him being healthy enough to play in the World Cup and they didn't take him and all of those things?
Oh, I think it's because he came back. Yeah, he came back and then he got injured in training. I think that was it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, the kid Chukwuemeka is also really good. Chukwuemeka, right? What's his name?
Yeah, don't the one that came on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chukwuemeka. He's really good. He just created a chance and who? Hall squandered it. Cucurella might be like the biggest waste of money this season.
He might actually be.
Like this is like an average player. Like how did they pay 60 for this guy?
For a left back. That's crazy. It feels like an average midfielder or average striker, but average left back for 60 million is crazy.
Yeah, Chelsea just signed a bunch of average players and like just gave them a lot of money. How much did United pay for Wan-Bissaka?
50 million.
That was also crazy. That was also crazy. Just a bunch of mid signings for crazy amounts, man. English players.
English tax. So it goes. Although Cucurella is Spanish. Premier League tax. Premier League tax.
Yeah.
Premier League tax.
And going into like the next season of the Portuguese league, which player are you looking forward to like seeing after the World Cup, like in the league?
You know, someone that doesn't get talked about enough is the guy that plays next to Enzo Fernandez, because I think Enzo's like 21. The other guy, wait, let me open up his name. Let's see if Florentino.
Mm-hmm.
He's like 23, and they dominating the league and the Champions League, and I think Florentino doesn't get talked about enough. Enzo deserves praise, no doubt. But you have to give
But
his in crime a lot of praise as well.
yeah, it's kind of like why I praise Michael Essien a lot, and people don't understand why I do it. Lampard gets all of the praise, but there wouldn't have been a Lampard without Michael Essien.
Yeah.
And people don't remember that because, like, you know, but I do remember it. Like, I remember when he was being called a bull, poison, like, you know, all of those names English fans used to give him just because he was like just the pillar in midfield.
And not just Michael Essien, even before Michael Essien, on think his first season, I think Makelele was
Makelele was like his cover, yeah.
like he's a prime example of why you need that type of play in your team. And then what Zidane said, you can't have a Rolls Royce or something like that with a bad engine. And that's what happened with Real Madrid. They were an amazing team with a lot of talent, but you needed Makelele there. I think that's one of the things Real Madrid got wrong at that time. They disregarded Makelele.
Yeah. And you know who fixed that for Real Madrid?
Florentino.
Rafael Benitez.
Sorry.
I told you that before. We spoke about it. Like in the other stream, I was telling you, Rafael Benitez was
do you know what happened? Is I forgot Benitez was the one that got Casemiro. I thought it was Zidane because
Yeah.
what happened was Benitez got because this happened a long time ago. So Benitez got Casemiro and then they got rid of him straight away. So every time I remember it, in my mind, there's always Zidane, Zidane, Zidane. But it wasn't. It was Benitez.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Benitez who brought him back.
because that midfield was never going to work because Chris was never that good defensively.
Yeah. And he was being forced to play James Rodriguez. He
Yes.
played 4 straight games, starting Casemiro as the number 6 before the El Clasico. And on the day of the El Clasico, Casemiro was the starting 6 for him on the team sheet. But then before the game, Florentino Perez, after all of this investment in James Rodriguez, knew the tickets were being bought. People came to see James Rodriguez. He was building like that community of like South American fans.
Yeah.
So James Rodriguez had to play. And I think we either drew or we lost that El Clasico. And after that El Clasico, Benitez was out of the door. Zidane came in. You know, Zidane was part of like, Zidane was coaching, I think, the junior side, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he was part of,
Yeah, he was very similar to Pep, how he came on.
yeah. And he
Very,
was
very
part of Ancelotti's team. He
yeah.
was, yeah,
I
before
remember, I remember.
Ancelotti left.
Yeah,
So,
2014 in the Champions League. Yeah, I remember.
yeah, so it was Rafael Benitez who brought the new style of play, putting Ronaldo 45 meters away from the post instead of way wider. Like there was a lot Benitez did in that short time, and the moment he was being controlled in the team, he didn't have a say like the way other coaches come in the team and they had a say, because it felt like Florentino Perez was doing more of a favor to him than he was doing for the club. Zidane came, took Benitez's philosophies, won in his first season, continued. Guess what? When Zidane came back, that was when Zidane was using Zidane philosophies. Did it work? Rafael Benitez is one of the most underrated managers in football. He did the same thing with Chelsea. He is the reason Chelsea started playing little football, because it was all defense, score a goal, defend, score a goal, defend. When he took over Chelsea, Hazard started coming in. Chelsea, Oscar started playing actual football. Like people like need to really watch Rafael Benitez and Real Madrid and Chelsea. When you look at that season in Chelsea, you would realize that there was a culture change in Chelsea, and Chelsea started making the likes of Hazard, Oscars control the midfield. If not, Chelsea was all rigid. Let's go defend and get a goal. Same with Real Madrid. But he doesn't get the credit for it.
All right, game is over. I appreciate you coming on, Yusuf. Really,
I
really appreciate you
appreciate
coming
you.
on.
Thank you very much
And
for
like
having me, bro.
an hour of just good football talk, and I appreciate everyone that watched today.
Yeah, appreciate. We appreciate you guys, bro.
Another one done.
This was a fun one, man, Charlie. It was a
See you guys soon.
nice
See you
game.
guys soon.
Yeah, it was a nice game.